Hey guys, it's GHP and welcome back to another spoiler review for Dead Reckoning. We have 3 new cards to look over today, but today we're joined live on stream by some wonderful people in our Twitch chat who will hopefully be chiming in as we talk about these 3 cards in the middle of our stream. So, Sandglass Juggernaut is a really weird card that they printed. So it's 5 mana, double fire, double time. That's not easy to hit. 6/1. It has Reckless. It's a Sentinel, okay? That's not really what Sentinels have been this whole time. And vulnerable to damage, okay? And summon Exhausted. So, how do I even explain this? This is an aggressively costed card, as in an aggressively costed Sentinel, that wants you, like, okay, let's try and word this better than that. This is an aggressive Sentinel in a mid-range Soupfest faction pair, but dies to so many things like Desert Marshal as well. But when it enters, you can't even bond it, which is the most powerful thing about this card, or what it could have been. You can't block the turn it enters either. You spend 5 mana to do nothing. What? This card's shit. I don't have anything to say about it. Like, if you want to play... like, if you thought, okay, this card had potential to bond, maybe. Like someone in chat just said. But... I don't understand where they want you to go. Why play this instead of Obliterate? You don't. You don't want to reanimate this, obviously. I'm just talking Sentinels. You don't want to put it in Praxis mid-range because it's worse than your other 5-drops. There is no such thing. Like, the aggressive Praxis deck doesn't want this. I don't think any aggressive deck would play this as its top end. Like, why wouldn't you just play Obliterate as your top end, for example, in this color combo? I don't really have much to say about this card the more I think about it. I think it's really bad. I don't think it's playable. And I think the last line, so it can't block it can't bond, makes this card go from maybe fringe playable to just completely obsolete. I think this, and we've reviewed some bad cards so far. This might be the worst card so far. You can't dust cards in the expansion. Tavrod does indeed bounce this, which is kind of embarrassing, you know? I don't know. I don't get it. Next card. This card's just abysmal. So, the next card we're going to look at is the one that Loco Pojo randomly got to show last night. It can bond just at the first turn it's in play. Yeah, but that's not overly powerful. Like, if I spend 5 mana for a 6/1, and then it does nothing turn answers, and the next turn I bond, that's not good. Let's talk about something else that's just not good. So we got a 3 mana, 1 red, 1 blue for a 1/5. Okay. Reckless Bond Yeti. So before I even read the ability, I just want to point something out. You put the word Reckless on a defensive body. Okay. When you bond this card, you get a 1 mana, deal 1 damage. You get a snowball. I think the idea of this card is that you actually get to play it for free, but I don't think this card is good enough when it's free to take the net tempo disadvantage potentially that can be created. And I also don't think, like, this gets to block for 1 turn with its big butt. But after that, like, what is this card actually doing? This card's not good enough when you get to just, like, okay, how do I explain? If you went turn 3 Cinder Yeti off the top of your deck, then play this for free, that was an okay turn. You know what else I could have done? I could have put a different card in my deck. This looks nice when you get to play it for free and you end the game with like some cards still in hand because you were super far ahead. But this card just doesn't do anything special. I'd rather have the extra attack and aggro. Like, yeah, I just don't like. You make this card have Reckless, you put it on a defensive body. I don't know who it was on Reddit that said this, but I think they're right. I think they're trying to make a shit card for every tribal. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to release a bad card in every tribal deck that's weird, so hopefully someone breaks it. This is a lot worse than the Reckless Sentinel. Yeah, I agree. I think this card, you got, alright, here's the bar of playable, here's where unplayable hits. So there's that little gap of fringe. This card, alright, we're definitely not at playable, so I'm now going to move my hand as where this card belongs. We got a fringe, nah, keep going. You got unplayable, then we got humbug, and then we're down here, you know, in the Forge Wolf level. That's what we got. This is one of the worst cards I've seen in a long time. I don't mean to be super pessimistic so far on this review, guys, but this card just is crap. It doesn't do anything. It's meant to be put in a deck that's trying to be aggressive. Like, you try to put this in the Yeti deck. You know, the deck that plays a 1-mana 2/1 Aegis and a 2-mana 4/2 Overwhelm Charge. Like, you're still meant to be half aggressive. You have a mid-range plan with, like, Soap Sergeant, War Chief, etc. But, yeah. I also agree, I'd probably take Humbug. Like, you try to put this into an aggressive faction pair and an aggressive tribal, and you're like, play this defensive-ish, reckless-ish card. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. This card's crap. The good news is, guys, it's not all bad news. It's not all bad news. Sure, but then you're playing weapons and Yetis. It doesn't really exist right now. I'm going to tell you about this card. I'm going to tell you what I think. It's a 4-mana 2/2. That's pretty shit. When it attacks, all your elves get flying this turn, including this. This is an elf. That's pretty good. Elf ally. Draw a spell for the top 4 of your deck. And then you get to bin the rest. That's relevant. Before I say any more, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you what the elves are in the deck, or in Eternal. And I'm going to talk about why this card is really powerful. It's obviously powerful because it draws cards. Is it? Alright, it's elf, as in ELF, not the V version of the spelling, which I believe exists. Let's talk about a couple of cards. So Thry Ranger is an actually pretty good card. Ashara, that's a good card. Direwolf Beastcaller, sure. This card is Feln. It gets better when I turn the page. Champion of Cunning. Yep. You have access to Champion of Cunning. We have access to Direwolf Beastcaller. You have Ranger. You have Ashara if you want them all. You can play this card and Scream. Why did I do that well in the video? I don't know. You could Scream this card. And you could get the effect. So, you can get the effect repeatedly. You can play this card, you can play a champ after, you could draw a Scream. You can make your little Scream deck here with your Gorga Fanatics or Rindras. You don't need to be too all in either. You can just play this value deck. But now let's talk about it. It's a 4-mana 2/2 that gives everything fly with attacks. That's pretty good for Infiltrate, which this card's clearly meant for. Elves, we don't have a lot of yet, sadly, which is my one concern. This card is, now when it's an elf itself, they do trigger each other. The drawing a spell for the top 4 of your deck is so good. That's a really powerful effect. You can Scream, you can get Scream, you can get Removal, you could get Card Draw, you can get Dark Return, I guess that's the same kind of thing as Scream. And that's just talking Feln. There's other options. Maybe we saw Ashara, but Ashara really wants you to play Madness, so maybe you play Madness and Devour with this card, and this card helps you find the rest of that combo you need. I think this card's really good. I don't think it's like, the world's greatest card. It's not as good as the bird we got, spoiler, but this card has a lot of potential, and at some point, this card's going to do bust things, because it just is super powerful. I really want to play with this card. It's just a good card. It does have some weaknesses. Unless there's an elf in play, you play it as a 4-mana 2/2. That's pretty shit. It has to attack, so if you're behind, this effect doesn't do anything. But I think this card is powerful enough that you should at least look into playing it. I know I'm personally, first thing I want to try in this expansion is this Feln Tempo Scream deck I'm referring to. I think that deck might have legs. This card is a good home for it. I am really excited for this card. Also, the fact that it bins stuff is really good for like Scream and Dark Return. I know I'm kind of just fangirling over the card without saying much, because this is one of those cards that could be absolutely garbage if the format doesn't allow for it. But I think the card by itself is good enough in a vacuum that if we get good elves and the spells we can get are good enough, and Feln specifically is good enough for this card's going to see play. I think it's really good, and I'm excited to play with it. And I think a lot of other people are also going to have a lot of fun with this card. I think finding the correct deck for this card is going to be difficult, but when you do, you probably get rewarded quite heavily. So, that's all for my spoiler review today, guys. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you with the next one, which may be when the set drops. I don't know yet.